You're listening to Impact, where we provide informative resources today to positively impact your tomorrow. This is your host, Dr. Wanda McNair.
Hello and welcome to Impact, where we provide informative resources today to positively impact your tomorrow. And today we are so honored to have Beverly and Johnny Grandison with us. Welcome.
Hello, Dr. McNair. Good to see you.
Thanks for having us.
It is so good to see you. It's been a while since we've had you on the broadcast, but we are so happy to have you. So we're excited to get into this with our listening audience. We'd like for you to start off by just telling us a little bit about yourself, where you were born and raised. Give us a little bit of your background and let us know how you got to the point where you are today.
Sounds like a plan. So it's been a while, and I will tell you, Happy New Year.
Yes, yes.
So, where was I born? New York. That's where I was born, in New York,
great.
New York. Know nothing about it, though. And then was raised in Florida.
Okay.
Then joined the military, and from there. Around the world, and
Wonderful.
So, yep, that's where I hail from. And Johnny?
I was born in Moulton, Alabama, up near Huntsville.
Okay.
But I actually grew up in Mobile, Alabama.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so I spent a lot of time through school with the Florida A&M University in Tallahassee, Florida. And so we're proud Rattlers, but as Beverly said, we've gotten a chance to move around a good bit with the military, and it's been an exciting ride wherever we go.
So you ended up here because of the military?
Yeah, I
Not really.
Not really? What
His
happened?
job is tied to the military.
Okay. So that's how you ended up in Norfolk?
Because of his job.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I was retired already, so then I started following him. He was following me before.
Okay. Then you ended up following
Story of an officer and a gentleman.
Okay.
I'm the officer, he's the gentleman.
Oh, wonderful. You want to tell us a little bit about that love story, that backstory? We got a couple minutes.
Okay, well, yeah, so we didn't actually meet in college. We both attended Florida A&M University.
Okay.
We were going back for homecoming, and that's where we ended up meeting. I had just come back from my tour from Korea and going down to homecoming, as all Rattlers do, to have a good time. And we met there, and he was actually working where I had just got stationed at Fort Gordon in Georgia.
Okay.
Out of Augusta, Georgia. And it's a match made, I think, in heaven. What do you think?
Well, as we joke a lot, I tell her I found her on a curve because actually that's where she was standing when I got a chance.
Okay, yeah, clarify that. Clean it up.
Absolutely. But in our initial conversations, we're pretty much having to convince her of a truism that I already knew, and so it's been the same ever since. But she's been a joy in my life, and she's a November baby, so I should have known as much.
Well, how long have you been married?
Almost 25 years.
Oh, excellent,
yes.
excellent.
So it's all God. Because everybody knows marriage is not for the weak.
Oh, no way. I've got 35 under my belt, so I understand perfectly. Well, we're going to get into this interview today. We're very excited, as I said, to have you with us. Now, you say that there is a health crisis that's hidden in plain sight. And many people enter the holidays stressed and fatigued and overwhelmed, often normalizing poor metabolic health. Beverly, please discuss with us why this season exposes hidden health issues and why churches and communities must prioritize wellness as an act of stewardship.
So thanks for asking, because since we last met,
okay,
man, we've been on a...
That's been almost 5 years, maybe.
I can't believe it.
It was around COVID.
2020?
Yeah, it was around COVID. During that time. Wow.
Yeah. And since then, we've learned so much more.
Oh, great.
And we are helping so many more people on a way bigger level now. It's totally exciting.
Oh, great.
So, of course, we all know going into the holiday seasons, the ER rate goes up.
Okay.
More people seem to embellish, indulge, and act like they lost their mind. What we learned more recently, 93% of Americans are dealing with metabolic health.
Okay. Explain that for me.
Had no idea.
What is metabolic health?
Yeah, but metabolic health, it basically is how your body's working. We all consume, food, and every time we put a morsel of food in our mouth, our pancreas then has to secrete insulin to drive that glucose down into the cells. Well, sometimes your cell is not receiving it, so it becomes resistant to us, but we're still eating over and over again, never giving the insulin time to actually come down on its own. So now your body has to work overtime. It's a whole process with it, but because of that, now your body has to stash it because it can only keep so much sugar in its bloodstream at any one time. So if it stashes it into your joints, we're talking arthritis. If it goes into your brain, Alzheimer's and dementia. If it goes into your liver, fatty liver disease, skin tag, eczema. So wherever your body has to stash this excess glucose and insulin, that's the condition our body has to deal with. And just many of us don't understand that principle. So we're having to live with it.
Yeah, because we didn't. Because that was a shock.
Yes.
Skin tags, I thought, were hereditary.
Okay.
My grandmother had them. She had to get them removed. I saw them growing on me. My brother already had some removed. So I just assumed that that's a rite of passage. Coming to find out, that is insulin resistance, which is metabolic health. Metabolic health is not just obesity and diabetes.
Okay.
It encompasses so much more. It is literally linked to everything: PCOS, erectile dysfunction, high blood pressure, cholesterol. You name any disease, we could almost, not the genetic ones, link it back to metabolic dysfunction, literally.
Okay, so talk about a little bit more about why this season exposes these hidden issues.
Oftentimes we think the temperature is getting colder, and so we get sick during that cold time of year. And I say if that's the case, then people in Alaska be sick all year round. But if you think about it, when we came out of October, we start going through Labor Day in September, then Halloween in October, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's Day. So this is that time of year where all the baked goods are coming in, all the candies are coming in. So because of this influx of sugars, influx of simple carbs, that's one of the reasons why we've overloaded our bodies, and we're having to deal with it during this time of year. And the temperature is just a caveat to that.
Correct.
Okay, so tell us how churches and the community can help with this.
Okay, so now I'm big on the church.
Yes.
So I haven't changed that stance.
Okay.
That the church should be the example that we want the rest of the world to follow, and that's not what's happening.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the church has higher divorce rate, higher obesity rate. They're broker, it seems to be. And so if we can just embody that the temple that God gave us, this one amazing machine that works synergistically in precision to literally keep us healthy, if we give it the right environment and the right food, then you know what? We would be going to church celebrating all the wins instead of praying for the broke, sick, and tired all the time. And so in church, we cannot pray for Sister So-and-so's cancer, yet we're feeding Sister So-and-so's cancer in the fellowship hall. It makes no more sense. It stopped making sense to me a long time ago. And when the leaders, and we have pastors on our team now that see that vision, they are setting the example from the pulpit. That makes a big difference. And so the church can together, especially as we go into this season, to really collaborate. And we do the fun things. Like, we haven't stopped. You've been to a salad in a jar party.
Yes, I have.
And you experienced that. We still do them. We haven't stopped. Still fosters community. It's economical, affordable, and we're going to continue doing those forever because it just makes practical sense. The church can do that so that no one is in need, because we should be able to meet all of our needs internally in the walls.
Oftentimes, the thing that we focus on most is the thing that grows. And so very few times we really put an emphasis on health within the church. I think we talk about salvation and spiritual health, but the physical health is a very valuable, important part of that, because if we're not physically able to do the work of the ministry, then that work itself does not get done. And so by leadership being able to say, you know what, this is a part of our overall being that we also need to work on, and in doing so, now we can reach those at all age groups where we don't have the kids getting sick, and now they got to deal with it as adults. And the adults, we're better now too. So we don't have the same medication load. We don't have the same illnesses, and we're more vibrant and able to do the work of the ministry. Yeah,
there's a Bible study, Devoted Bodies Bible study, that I still recommend to churches, 7 weeks, that talks about the care of the temple.
Okay.
Because we always talk about the 4 T's. We talk about tithing, talent, and time. The fourth T is the forgotten T, the temple.
Yes.
And just as Johnny just said, without the temple, you can't do the other three effectively.
That's right. That's right. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to Impact, where we provide informative resources today to positively impact your tomorrow. And we have Beverly and Johnny Grandison with us. I want you to share your testimony about how metabolic health helped you retire Johnny early. You said that you have a powerful story of restoring health, reclaiming vitality, and creating enough freedom to retire Johnny early. Everybody's tuning in. Their ears are perking up now. We want to hear about that. Let us know a little bit more.
It is so exciting right now. We are literally living the dream.
Wonderful.
Everybody's dream, of course, is that their side hustle eventually will give them that time freedom.
Yes.
And we were chasing, actually, Johnny was chasing that before he met me.
Yes.
So he's been chasing that over 30 years. And so he just knew he would be a millionaire and get out of that government system.
Yes.
And live his life. Well,
Yes.
of course, God has other plans, because I was in the military, jumping out of planes, running 4 or 5 miles a day, thought I was Wonder Woman, Bionic Woman, Cleopatra Jones, my newest hero.
Yes.
And chronic fatigue, which led to, MS diagnosis, which led to me getting early retired from the military, which was never the plan. But when God closes a door, he opens up a way bigger one. Mm-hmm. And so 19 years we were with a previous company, and we had gotten to the top in 2020, first Black female to do that in that company.
Yes.
And so there had some leadership changes, and then we understood that it was time for us to probably move on and put ourselves in a position that would help more people and actually get paid what we were actually worth. And so I'm going to tag team with Johnny, because he was a smart one, actually, that took the leap of faith to jump into this next venture that we're in that's really transforming lives on a whole nother level.
Okay.
I mean, in my job, I was responsible for writing checks for hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars, just because of the work and the nature of work that we did on such large projects. And so we got a chance to see the flow of money based upon the work that was done. And a friend of mine who was another engineer, she basically said, hey, I found an opportunity whereby we can take the same skill sets that we've learned and apply them to something that actually benefits us. Because when you do the work and you get paid for it, you have to go back and typically do the work again to get paid again. But in this instance, it was allowing us to do work and get paid for it over and over and over again. And so when she said she put in her resignation papers after 9 months of a multi-six-figure income, it at least made us listen to what she had to say. And so when she got us into talking about metabolic health and the fact that 93% of all Americans were suffering from it, it gave us information to say, you know what, this is a very, very big problem. We knew that in our communities, that number probably was even higher because of the help. And so since we were already in a vein of helping people, we took the plunge. And in a very short period of time, not only did our personal health improve, but as we started sharing this information with others, it gave them an opportunity to say yes. And in doing so, it generated revenues in a way that allowed us to walk away from my six-figure job after 29 years early, because I really don't have the age or the number of years of service to technically retire. But I tell people you don't need age to retire, you just need the income. And so I was able to walk up my job recently.
Yeah, and I would say that the success is the results. The results are driving the success. It's obvious that what we're now educating people on about intermittent fasting is huge. We didn't even know it. We didn't even know it. We were like, wow, intermittent fasting. I know churches do that, Daniel fast, and you fast on certain different, times, but to do that on a consistent basis is something that we had never done.
Okay.
And learning to stop snacking and learning to allow that insulin to come down so that your body can heal, prevent reverse disease like it's designed to do.
Okay.
So that light bulb going off, it was something, and then, you got to tell them your results, because that is really what threw us into, we can't shut up about this. Mm-hmm. Skin tags for me, and I'm not snacking anymore, and I'm plant-based. I would tell you, and any of my friends would tell you, I think you could even agree that I thought I was in the 7%, not the 93 unhealthy. And so finding out that I was part of that 93% and finding out how to literally, reverse that. I mean, everybody needs to hear about this, because we are literally transforming lives, getting people off medications now that have been on medications for 20, 30 years.
Yes.
It's real. And so...
Yeah, I think, when we look at it, a lot of people do different things for their health. And in some cases, they might exercise, but they're not eating right. They might drink water, but they're not sleeping. We're doing bits and pieces at different times. And so this gave us a systematic way that we can introduce the fiber and the healthy fats and the proteins and the intermittent fats. We can introduce all those elements that are needed for optimal health and do it in a systematic way by following this protocol that is tremendously working. For me, I've lost over 30 pounds. I'm down over 6 inches in my waist. I'm off my CPAP machine. I've got rid of a lot of chronic inflammation that was part of the diagnosis I had with Crohn's disease, and just have a lot of sustained energy. And it's a very simplistic protocol that we use that, one, it makes it compliant because it is so simple that a lot of people is kind of like, is that all to it? It's like, yeah, it's a lot of things you're already doing, but just a simple introduction is allowed to work for so many people.
It makes it easy during the holiday season. Okay. So like, we're not telling you. So remember I was the food police?
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't eat this. You can't eat that. And da 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 da. Well, no longer the food police.
Okay.
It's not about so much what you eat, although you will learn in our community, making healthier choices, eating clean is the way to go.
Definitely.
But how to eat.
And when.
And when. And so y'all fully well know that CPAP machine is not sexy. And I'll tell you, that was a contention between us.
Okay.
And I tell people, there is hope. You can, get rid of that crazy thing and regain control of your health. And that's, Dr. McNair, I just really appreciate you loving on us and supporting us through the years to even bring us back to talk about this critical subject. I just found out they lowered the drug price for these synthetic drugs that everybody is flocking to for now supposedly weight loss, which was supposed to be for diabetes.
That's correct. And you kind of took us off of the subject just a little bit, but I know it's a subject that's very, very popular. But I want to ask you this. And I know you all to a certain extent. So this is not a negative thing I'm saying. I just want to kind of be the adversary here. I don't want to say the devil's advocate because I don't, deal with him. It's so much out here about health and health eating. Drink 8 glasses of water. No, you don't really need 8 glasses as long as you're getting fluids. Do this, do that. Cold water is not good for you. Hot water. I mean, it's just, we're overwhelmed with the information. So tell us why your method or your formula, I guess you could say, community is going to be beneficial for those that are just kind of overwhelmed with what's out here.
Yeah. And thanks for asking that. I totally agree. Okay. Today, this is good. Tomorrow, it's bad. Right. So we are over inundated. But what I will say, and what we have continued to do through the years, is keep it simple. Yes. All right. We're all about simplicity and science backed. Okay. Follow the science. Your lab work, don't lie. And so when we can guarantee what we're saying, give you a 90-day money-back guarantee, I think we stand by what we say. And the fact that we now have a lot more medical professionals on board with this protocol, so much so that it's in the prescriber's digital reference, which used to be the PDR. Yes. So people can actually purchase this with their HSA, FSA, and so the legitimacy of it is there. We just came off a conference in Orlando, Florida, the First America's Conference, and they had the top metabolic health, gurus talking and educating us about metabolic health and fasting and how critical it is to our well-being. And the results, again, I mean, the stories we can share with you are mind-blowing, to be quite honest. Okay. It's working.
Yeah, on a technical level, we have institutions like the Cleveland Clinic, which is #1 heart health hospital in the world. We have National Institute. We have a lot of institutions that are basically saying, if you were to follow this protocol, there'll be no need for statin drugs, especially when we talk about some of the lifestyle diseases like high blood pressure and cholesterol. Just because the reason you're given those drugs is because your body's not working like it's supposed to. So as we treat the cause and the causation of what's going on, now your body has opportunity to operate like it's supposed to. And so when we look at those, we call it wheel of misfortune, the high blood pressures, the cholesterols, the diabetes, all of those things, if we can put a name to it, we can have a pill for it. And so what we're doing is, if all of those associated with insulin resistance and metabolic health, well, if we just address the insulin resistance part of that, those other conditions tend to alleviate and go away. So even though we know people are all in different situations, there's no two persons are just alike, even if they're identical twins. Because of the lifestyle that you lead, by adding these simple protocols into your regimen, you can have better results. And so I call it greater than zero. I'm not even talking about what you're eating right now, but when you're eating it is important, and even in the order in which you eat it. And so we're looking to get you from where you are to get better naturally, all plant-based, without the drugs and the side effects that come along with those drugs. And as Beverly said, we give you a 90-day money-back guarantee. We'll help you get your money back because we're more interested in helping the community get healthier, especially those in our community.
Now,
when you said he's a plant-based. Here, look, we got carnivores delightful in here, okay? They love their meat, and we're not taking care of their meat, but we just need more fruits and vegetables because people are not getting enough fiber, and fiber is our friend.
Yes,
Absolutely.
okay.
And so during the season, that's going to be the key, right? First, we also know, we talked about this, I think the last time too, don't go anywhere hungry. That just is a recipe for failure right there.
Yes.
Absolutely drinking more water. Water is a basic, fundamental, foundational building block. You can't go wrong there. I mean, most people will not overdrink water, okay? And then what we have started doing is pretty much stop eating after 8 o'clock, and now we skip breakfast,
Okay.
which we didn't know we could do. And then we have our tea that we're sipping on through the day to help us keep the minerals and vitamins and nutrients through our body so we don't feel hungry.
So that's kind of like you're snacking in a sense. You
Exactly. You got it.
Eating throughout the
Healthy.
day. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it tastes good.
And without breaking the fast.
Okay.
And so the tea is a yerba mate tea from Argentina that has medicinal benefits to it to help reduce inflammation and all that stuff. And then so we don't snack, and then we eat around lunch, right? Lunchtime, we're going to break our fast. And like Johnny said, the order, you want your protein and fats. And so then we add our fiber. We have a patented 5-blend fiber that, bar none, there's no comparison to what's out there because it is like literally, again, in the physician desk reference, the prescriber's digital reference for the doctors to look it up and see the efficacy of what it is doing in people's body. As a matter of fact, that fiber, you remember Rexall drugstore back in the day?
Yes.
Back in the day, that same fiber was on the shelves in the early 1900s.
Okay.
Just different name, but now the company is global, and we're just, beyond grateful that we were able to partner with such a powerful company that is really in the business of eradicating disease. And disease is able to be reversed.
Yeah, and if you're going to do the sweets and treats, just do it at the end of the meal. Our forefathers kind of had it right, at the end.
For dessert.
That's right.
Well, you had mentioned this. You brought up about the GLP-1.
Yes.
Is that right?
That's correct.
And so many, I hear people call it the crack of weight loss.
That's right. Yes.
Everybody's doing it.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that. We don't have a lot of time. Our time is going.
No worries.
But talk a little bit about that, what you're seeing with that.
So here's the thing. Our bodies have, it's a hormone. Our body has its own GLP-1 mechanism to do what it needs to do. Again, if we give it the right stuff. The synthetic stuff, just got to look at it. Just got to look it up. Lawsuits. It is damaging. It is literally hurting people, organs. We've met numerous people at this point now, lost gallbladders, gastroparesis, where they have permanent stomach issues. We've had, even going as far as the surgery, to add the surgery to that. I don't want people at that desperation, because there is, again, I'm going to tell you, if we are telling you that we have a natural solution that can do the exact same thing, then what do you have to lose? Because it's synthetic, and so you're overdosing, you're megadosing your body to do something that is not naturally supposed to do. Not to mention, you're losing bone and muscle mass that a lot of times you don't get back. And so if you see pictures of people, we have pictures we can show you of what we call, those, and I don't want to call the name of any of the drugs on the radio because, they know what they are. The O, the M, all of those.
And you're inundated with
all
those
those commercials. Absolutely.
Yes.
Just telling you, they're happy, but then you see the side effects.
Yeah, vomiting, diarrhea, all of those things.
Yeah, even as an engineer, we look at things in terms of a chemical aspect. And our body is a big chemistry lab. And so whenever you have something you're introducing to a system, even if it was a power plant or some type of plant next to a river, and they dumped in that same location over and over and over again, it changes the entire ecosystem. It changes the plants, it changes the microorganisms to eat the plants, changes the small things to eat those, and the big fish to eat those, whatever. It changes everything. The same thing when you're giving yourself these large mega doses of the GLP-1 hormone, because since you naturally have it, you're set off your system saying, I don't need to make it anymore because you just gave me an overload of it all at one time, all in one location. And so now your system kind of shuts down. It doesn't move as fast. And so it's the thing that happens over time. You get this, you do lose weight. You do have some benefits in terms of being diabetic and those things like that. But in that short time frame, you're changing your body's whole way it operates. And oftentimes when that little black box warning that you see at the end of the commercial, it says may gain the weight back, may have issues with your gallbladder, may, because by saying may, they get around the legal aspects of that, but we see it over and over and over again.
The yo-yo diet.
And so we're trying to give people an alternative to know that there is something they can do. And we're empathetic. We know that if you get to the point where you see yourself wanting to get on one of these injections or one of these drugs, whatever, then you're at a point in your life where you need it. But there are other things you can do.
Absolutely.
Okay, great. So let's talk about, you talked about the holiday survival for everyone.
Really quick,
So
I know, don't go anywhere hungry, okay?
Yeah.
And drink a lot of water before you go anyplace. That's going to be number 2. Prioritize your protein and fats and your fiber. That's the key right there. If you can just put colorful stuff on your plate, get that into your diet, and then have fun. Okay, so, and don't snack. Again, don't go anywhere hungry.
what about the good snacks like the carrots and the broccoli?
That's what I thought. But again,
still,
all of that
none of
stuff,
that.
right, still is going to spike your insulin.
Okay.
And you don't want the itis at the end. So if you get more fiber into your diet, with our protocol, of course, just get on our protocol.
Of course,
I tell people now, look, I feel a lot better. I drank my fiber, and I can, cheat a little more.
Okay.
And I feel good about that.
Yeah, just eat during those windows. And a lot of people, when they do fasting, they realize their mind, their brain fog goes away. They think clearer. They have, clearer thoughts and so forth. And so there's a science to it as well, even though that's just something that traditionally may have done. But if you do it strategically and consistently, your body changes.
Yeah, we want people to have fun. Get in our community and have fun. That's the key. Because we have, like I said, every month, if they text salad to 757-799-1377, every time you text that, you're going to get the updated next event on the calendar to come hang out with us, learn, be in a great community to network, and really just get in the driver's seat of your health. Don't wait till January. Have fun, but be strategic about the fun over the holidays and how you eat. You can still enjoy what you want. Just add that fiber.
Give us that number again, please.
That number is 757-799-1377, and you text salad or text infinity.
Well, great. We are running out of time. We're going to have to get you all back. But you talk about gratitude as a healing practice. So talk about how gratitude improves both mental and metabolic health as we close out, and talk about your gratitude wellness events that you have coming up.
So really quick, I want you to go to bed tonight and just with 10 things that you're grateful for. Wake up tomorrow morning with 10 things you're grateful for. You will be amazed how that alone just shifts your whole mind and your body, okay? And so gratitude really sets the stage for health and joy. And then, of course, if you text that number, 757-799-1377, you will be amazed that you'll get good information from us.
Okay.
Yeah. So
great.
Gratitude is where it starts. That was my word for the year, gratefulness, and I am grateful for you letting us do this. Get the book, Why We Get Sick by Benjamin Bickman. Our story is in the China Study Family Cookbook.
Oh, wow.
Yes, ma'am. So doing some good stuff.
Wonderful. So tell us about your events that you have, your gratitude wellness events.
Yeah. So actually, whenever you're listening to this, depending on when you hear it, again, just text that number 757-799-1377 because we're going to be doing a lot over the holiday season to just really give back to the community. And so plug in and text us and you'll learn more information.
Okay,
yeah, especially when we actually work in our churches and our schools. Those are some of the things we've been doing a lot, even in large groups, just because we look at it from a standpoint of wanting to help somebody. We've always wanted to do so, and so that's where we are just in terms of helping.
So we are serious about eradicating disease. Okay. We want as many people off their medications ending this year, having the right questions and push back for their doctors to really understand how your body is working in a simple way that we really can help people both, not just physically, but also financially.
Okay. Well, tell everyone how they can get in touch with you.
www.premierhealthwellness.com. Premier, Premier, healthwellness.com. Facebook and Beverly and Johnny Grandison.
Wonderful. Well, thanks again for being with us on Impact.
Thank you, Dr. McNair. We appreciate you. Yes.